Today, on Wildlife Nation Expedition Florida, we focus on the winged wonders of the Sunshine State. First, we join the Miccosukee tribe in safeguarding the noble Osceola turkey. Then, we venture to Lake Okeechobee, where a critical conservation effort is taking place. Our journey continues in the Everglades, where we witness the triumphant return of rescued birds back to the wild.
This amazing red-shouldered hawk.
Oh, wow, there he goes.
I'm Jeff Corwin. Wildlife Nation is dedicated to conserving the natural wonders of North America. And now, we're teaming up with the Miccosukee tribe of Indians of Florida to safeguard the vibrant wilderness of the Sunshine State. We'll explore this region's diverse landscapes and extraordinary creatures as we work alongside the passionate conservationists dedicated to protecting them. This is Wildlife Nation Expedition Florida. In Florida, a peninsula brimming with diverse ecosystems, there resides an astonishing array of birds. From majestic great blue herons, with their impressive wingspan, to vibrant roseate spoonbills, which paint the skies pink, to the threatened Florida scrub jays, which are a symbol of the state's unique natural heritage. Among these remarkable creatures, nestled within the expansive Everglades, there lies one species that truly captures my imagination. In partnership with Miccosukee Tribe's Fish and Wildlife team, we're setting forth on an important scientific mission to study this extraordinary bird.
Early morning here in this beautiful patch of habitat that's a part of the ecosystem managed by the Miccosukee. That sun is starting to creep up, which means we need to get the job done. How does this high-tech net work?
We have these electromagnets, and we have a remote, and it releases the magnets.
Press the button.
Press the button, falls down.
Catch these creatures. Now, we've got this corn, comes from a timed corn feeder. So our plan is we're gonna retreat to that blind, and hopefully the creature we're looking to get scientific info from, this amazing bird only found here called the
Osceola turkey.
It's a stunner. A beautiful bird, an incredible story to tell. Let's go catch some.
Let's get him.
Hear that? That little purr, little cluck. Those are hens. Could be jakes. So they've just flown down. They roost in trees at night to avoid predators. But they spend most of their lives on the ground. All right, I might put it up. Yeah, put it up. There they are, look at them. So we've got turkeys feeding around the corn. Go. All right, we got turkey. Awesome. What are we gonna do?
Grab your socks, put the sock over their head.
All right.
Hey, Dion, go and grab this one here.
Okay. It's okay, baby. It's amazing how this works, whether it's with a rhino, an elephant, or a turkey. You cover up the eyes.
And they calm down.
All right. So if you can take this off, I've got the feet out.
All right, you got him?
I got him. Look at this. I'm holding an Osceola turkey. This is the only place where you can find the Osceola.
That's right. They are very alert, very wiry, and are such an important animal for this ecosystem.
Craig, I think what's so incredible about the turkey is that they are the ultimate comeback story, aren't they?
Oh, they definitely are. They've rebounded with conservation efforts.
Today, if you went to Massachusetts, where I live, you will find turkeys. But if you were back in New Hampshire, let's say in the 1970s, there were no wild turkeys. Through much of their range, wild turkeys were extirpated. But now they have rebounded, and they are just a beautiful example of stewardship.
Absolutely. Such a good partnership with state and private landowners to create this fantastic success story.
So what's our plan today?
So we are going to collect some data on these birds, and we are going to put a GPS transmitter on one of them so we can monitor them, see where they're going, what habitat they're using, and where they're nesting.
Okay, let's do it.
The team sets up an impromptu field station. Every measurement we take will tell a crucial part of the conservation story of these magnificent birds.
Why are we doing this? Why is this important?
It's important because we need to be able to see what the survivability is of these animals.
Now, the weigh-in.
9.2.
9.2 pounds, which when you think of turkeys is actually kind of small, but these are young turkeys. What makes them really exquisite is they are some of the most beautiful turkeys in the world. The males will look distinctly different. They'll be bigger than the females. They'll have a big bright breast of feathers of plumage. They'll have a big, long 6 to 10-inch long beard. They'll have this big dewlap, a little waddle of flesh that turns all different colors hanging from their face. And of course, they'll sport that gorgeous tail of feathers. And it's what we call sexual dimorphism. The females are more cryptic, they're smaller, because they're nesting. They need to hide from predators. The males stand out, and they want to be proud and share it with the world because they want to find a mate.
Absolutely.
Dion, you have a great passion for nature and conservation and that connection that the Miccosukee have culturally to these natural resources. But for you, what's it feel like to be out here in the field working with these amazing creatures?
It feels nice being out here because I know I'm doing something good for my tribe, and I know that it'll inspire the younger people to come help out too.
As we process each one of these incredible birds, we're reminded that their recovery is a story of partnership bolstered by a very important ally, the outdoor recreational community, specifically turkey hunting.
We've seen a dramatic recovery of this species because of that community, and that's turkey hunting.
And it's very important here down in South Florida.
Up next, we tag and release these Osceola turkeys back into the wild.
That will ensure that these amazing birds survive for the next generation.
We're on an exciting journey with the Miccosukee tribe of Indians of Florida. So far, we've successfully captured and have gathered data on very important Osceola turkeys here in the Everglades. We now prepare to equip one of these magnificent hens with a special tracking device. And joining us is Secretary Osceola, a member of tribal leadership, who shares a commitment to preserving these extraordinary birds and their habitat.
Secretary Osceola, we've been having so many conversations about the importance of young people connecting to nature. How critical do you think it is for the next generation of Miccosukees to really be a part of this, to be the explorers, the leaders?
I think it's the most critical thing. They're the ones who are gonna pull us out of all of this because right now we're at a precipice. A lot of stuff is at stake, and if these guys don't fight that battle with us, I don't know how we win.
So what we're gonna put on is this state-of-the-art transmitter, and it's got this antenna. It's also solar charged. So this will last for up to how many?
5-6 years.
And it'll give us important data, and how will we use that?
We'll use that to manage the population. We'll be able to see what the predation rates are, where they're nesting, what habitat they're utilizing, so we can actually manipulate the habitat to make it better for the Osceola turkey.
And I think this is an interesting component for the Miccosukee tribe, having this Miccosukee fish and game with the science conservation field component. That's pretty important.
Our Miccosukee Fish and Wildlife, it's incredibly important because it shows other tribes and the state and federal governments that we're capable of something like this management, this stewardship, and we didn't need to be reminded. We've known that since time immemorial, but it's a good reminder to other people that, hey, the natives know what they're talking about, and they're willing to work with others.
Our trusty state-of-the-art transmitter has been attached that will ensure that these amazing birds survive for the next generation. Here you go, sweetheart. Here we go.
There she goes.
That is awesome. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Good job.
Makes you feel good.
The only thing left to do is to release the rest of these glorious Osceola turkeys back into the wild.
My most favorite moments, these moments. You get that data, you're part of that conservation journey. These incredible creatures go back to the home. That's a treasure for all of us. For you, Secretary Osceola, how important is this for you and the people?
To me, this is one of the most important things because this guy right here, they helped keep my ancestors alive. I mean, he carries my name as well, Osceola, so it's a nice reminder of all that history that we have on these lands.
And where does that name come from?
Well, that comes from my ancestor, Osceola, who was one of the bravest fighters during the Seminole Wars. Now, he wasn't a major chief, but that man had spirit, just like this turkey.
All right, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
See you, dude. There he goes.
Awesome.
There he went.
Good job.
Good job, Secretary.
Tell me you're gonna talk turkey, but not that.
Coming up, we're looking to the skies over Lake Okeechobee to track the stunning snail kite.
Well, this is awesome. Welcome to Lake Okeechobee. This is one of the largest lakes in Florida. We are surrounded by this amazing wetland habitat. It's home to all sorts of creatures, unique animals to Florida. But there's one species in particular, one of the most beautiful birds in North America we've come to discover, and that is, Rob?
The snail kite. Over 99% of their diet are apple snails. And so one of the big reasons why snail kites decline or increase is based on the status of apple snails.
For our mission, what's our focus?
Well, today we're trying to understand just how many snail kites are in this area right now and how well they're doing foraging. We're also going to set up some new research where we're going to try to attract snail kites to areas that we think are really good for them.
And Megan, that's where you come in.
Yes. So these are some 3D printed snail kite decoys, and we're gonna put them out in combination with some snail kite calls to try to attract the snail kites to some restored pieces of wetland.
In order to do that, we need to find some snail kites. Let's go do it.
Let's go.
All right.
We glide through this unique wetland in search of the elusive snail kite, a bird of prey once teetering on the brink of extinction. And we may have just found a clue to their comeback story.
So this cluster of aquatic vegetation is called duck potato. They call it duck potato because it has these little sort of flowery fruiting bodies up there that kind of look like potatoes. But what's really neat about it is that they will shoot up and rise, and it's a perfect substrate for apple snails to lay their eggs. And if you look, we can see about a half a dozen of egg clusters. But the thing is, Rob, these aren't the native apple snails.
No, these are the non-native apple snails, Jeff. Pomacia maculata is the scientific name, and they're from South America.
So how did they get here?
We do think that they were probably released in the aquarium trade in Florida.
So this is a shell of an exotic apple snail from South America. And you can see they're significantly bigger.
Yes, they can be 2 to 5 times bigger than the native apple snails.
The invasive apple snail's eggs are numerous with clutches of up to 2,000. Once established, these invasive apple snails greatly alter the entire wetland ecosystem, particularly impacting plant communities and nutrient cycling.
And that is kind of like the perfect storm for outcompeting a native species, isn't it?
It sure is. And in fact, when we go out and do surveys of apple snails, we can see densities that are much, much greater than we would ever see with native apple snails.
So it can have an incredibly catastrophic effect on an ecosystem like this. But there's an upside.
There is.
And what's that upside?
Well, snail kites, which are, as we've said, are endangered, they will readily eat these non-native snails. And so over time, we've seen more and more snail kites eating non-native snails, and that's helped bring the population back.
2 decades ago, we were looking at 700, give or take, snail kites. Today, we have just under 3,000. And that edge for survival very well may have come from this invasive species, which is kind of a plus I don't think folks were originally considering.
No, everyone was quite surprised.
We continue our search for snail kites. And up next, we get an up-close look at this skilled snail predator. We're on a critical conservation mission at vast Lake Okeechobee. Alongside University of Florida scientists Dr. Rob Fletcher and Megan Beatty, we're conducting a survey of the gorgeous snail kite. This majestic bird of prey, once on the brink of extinction, is deeply reliant on the apple snail for survival. The good news is we're now observing an upswing in their numbers, a testament to both conservation efforts and, surprisingly, an invasive apple snail species from South America. The invasive snail has supplemented the snail kite's diet, but could be devastating for the wetland ecosystem once established.
The kites are all around us, and they are not shy.
No, not at all, Jeff. They can come right up to you and forage right in front of you, like this snail kite right here that's flying by. He's doing what we call course hunting right now.
Look at that. And of course, he's hunting for snails because that's just about all he's going to eat. He is an obligatory specialist. That's it.
He's as specialized as they come.
So Jeff, this is also what we're looking for this experiment that we're working on.
So the way these animals are being very social together, you're studying that, and how are we going to do that?
So we're going to put out these decoys to try to attract them to good breeding and foraging habitat.
Should we give it a try?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Megan and I get to work setting up the decoys.
We've got the male and the female.
Megan collaborates with the museum and a 3D lab to scan and print the decoys from a snail kite specimen.
So we're going to set back a little bit, give these beautiful decoys some space, and see if we can draw in some snail kites.
Sounds great.
The trick to selling our pseudo snail kites is a speaker box which plays a variety of calls from these fascinating birds.
They're definitely interested.
That's a male, and he's very interested.
This very unique technique could help introduce new snail kites to restored tracts of wetlands, thus expanding their range and numbers.
If you can provide this snail kite with what she needs to survive, you've opened up that parasol. They need a thriving, healthy wetland ecosystem. So does everything else here, from fish to gators to other bird species to bobcats. So just saving this species alone, you open the door for other species to thrive.
Yep.
Up next, we'll accompany a group of rescued animals on their return back to the Everglades.
It looks like a perfect candidate to thrive in the land of the Miccosukee.
We're on a journey across Florida, focusing on this state's distinctive avian species. Yet, the survival of these birds is jeopardized by invasive animals such as tegus and pythons. Aligning with the Miccosukee tribe's commitment to revitalizing native species, our path has led us to the South Florida Wildlife Center. Here, one little owl is making a remarkable comeback and is set to be released back into the Everglades.
So cute.
So cute.
So adorable. This is the eastern screech owl. It looks really healthy. It looks like a perfect candidate to thrive in the land of the Miccosukee. But that wasn't the case originally, was it?
No, when this guy came in, he had big challenges. He had likely been hit by a car because they're very low-flying owls. He had head trauma and even possible rodenticide toxicity based on the fact that he was not clotting very well. So he had a lot to overcome to make it this far.
Rodenticides, widely used to exterminate rodents, are now inadvertently harming owls and other birds of prey. When raptors consume rodents that have been contaminated with rodenticide, they too fall victim to this deadly poison. Before our beautiful screech owl can be released, Charlotte performs one last health assessment. After it gets a clean bill of health, we gather up our screech owl, along with a red-shouldered hawk and some rescued opossums and raccoons from the center. These animals play an essential role in the Everglades ecosystem. Next, we meet up with my friend and Miccosukee elder, Betty Osceola, to return these animals back to the wild.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right, they look ready to go back home.
It's awesome. Thank you.
That was great.
Jeff, I want to welcome you to Bullseye Island. It's one of the islands that the tribe takes care of. These islands are very important to the wildlife of the Everglades in addition to the Miccosukees themselves. So this is where we're going to be releasing the raccoons and the other animals today. They're so scared. It's okay. It's where you need to be. It's your home. This is your home. This is where you need to be. It's okay.
If you're going to release small little fur-bearing animals, maybe we'll add that predator, like this amazing red-shouldered hawk.
Oh, wow. There he goes.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
These restoration projects never get old.
Sometimes it gets very emotional. It brings me to tears.
It is emotional because this is the living river of grass that belongs to all of us. It's a very special place. Well, we have one more bird. You ready?
Yes. In our culture, the owl represents our ancestors, the spirits. So I'm going to let you have the honor to releasing this particular bird, and I'm going to step back and watch.
Okay, thank you very much. And to be a part of this incredible moment, with the privilege of working with the Miccosukee, that's just amazing.
Hey, buddy.
It's all you. And that, my friends, is what it's all about.